What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We have got the brand new Concept Z Gen 2 by 13 Fishing. I just got it in the mail, so we're going to unbox it, check it out. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about it, and then we're going to take it out here and we're going to do a casting test with it, kind of see how smooth it is, how it compares to the original Concept C, and how I feel like it compares to some of my other reels like the Concept C, Concept A, and we may even compare it a little bit to the Daiwas that I love throwing so much. So let's check it out, guys. Alright guys, so I was pretty excited when they announced the new Concept Z Gen 2. You know, I was a big fan of the original Concept Z. I had mine as soon as it came out. I pre-ordered it instantly. I was pretty excited to see this and get it out. And they didn't really do anything big, crazy reveal for us. I didn't really know it was available. It's apparently been available for a little while now. I went through YouTube kind of trying to see if there was anything out there about it, and when I found out there was nothing about it out there, not a single video referring to the Concept C Gen 2, I thought, well, we might as well go ahead and do it, so let's go ahead and get one in here. So they changed up the concept, the design a little bit on it. As you can see, the box is a little different. It's still the kind of the same design as usual. Just a few specs on it. It does have the CZB bearings, the normal ball bearing style. It's the ceramic ball bearings. The drag is the same. It is still 22 pounds of drag, which was something that I really enjoyed a lot. The reel came in at only 6.73 ounces, which is a relatively light reel. I enjoy that. I think it's a good size reel. We've got a 29-inch return. Every time you spin the handle, it will retrieve 29 inches of line. And I got mine in a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio because I'm a lefty. So I think the lefties are a little limited again on what they can get gear ratio wise. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. As you can see, you get your usual, just telling you the Concept Z Gen 2, your gear ratio. You got your manual, your schematic. They give you a 13 sticker. Alright. Oh, now that's pretty cool. It's like I haven't opened this yet, guys, so this is new to me just as much as it is you all. This is a skull cap reel guard. Came with it. I don't know if that's something the 13 does, or if that's something that the bait shop I bought it from does. I bought it from Swanson's Bait and Tackle. So like I said, I'm not sure if that's something that Swanson's did or if that's something 13 did, but that's pretty cool. How's this? Oh, look at that. Okay. For those of y'all old enough to remember, I don't know if everybody can. You remember those slap it bracelets that you would take and slap on your wrist? Just like that. Look at that. It's still the same thing. So that's the concept behind it. That's how the reel guard attaches onto the reel. So that's pretty cool. So right off the rip, here's the reel. As you can tell, they've changed the color scheme on it. It's not bright orange anymore. It is gray with orange accents. Looks pretty nice. It's like I said. Oh, dropped it. Like I said, it's pretty light. I like it a lot. We do have the slide feature on the reel. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with that yet. I haven't really read up much about it. It's got something to do with controlling the brakes on it, and maybe with skipping a jig and all that jazz. So we're going to check that out and kind of see what all that's about. So we're going to spool it up real quick with some fluorocarbon, and then we're going to get to testing it. Alright guys? Alright, so I lied to you guys. I'm actually going to put Sufix Advanced monofilament on it. It's the hypercopolymer. I didn't bring the fluorocarbon with me, and I'm not running home to get it. So we're going to go ahead and spool this up, and then we will get started. All right, turns out we had just enough line on there, so thought I had more than that, but it is what it is. All right, so we are going to throw this on a 7'3" fast action. It's a get this over here. It's just it's an old 18. It's my spinnerbait, chatterbait, vibrating jig, all-purpose rod. It's my all-purpose rod. That's the best way to put it. I will literally throw anything on this rod. So I figured, what better way than to test than with my all-purpose rod for what should be an all-purpose reel. So, alright guys, so we are on the water now with the 13 Fishing Concept Z Gen 2. So I'm just gonna, this is gonna be an honest review, guys. So the very first cast with it, there was a extremely loud clunking sound. It just didn't sound right. We casted it out, got it back in, and then casted it again, and it backlashed so bad that we had to take all the line off of it, down to bare spool, because we lost every bit of it. So not, and a lot of people are gonna be, well, that was user error, yada yada. Okay, well, some of it could have been user error, but user error isn't the clunk 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 right out of the box. I mean, it was very clunky. I mean, it still isn't smooth. Like, if you guys just kind of watch and look, it's not wanting to come out. It's just very jerky, not smooth. I'm not really sure what that's all about. We're gonna throw around this Texas rig for a little bit, kind of get a feel for it, see what it's all about. As far as the look of it, it's a really nice reel. It looks nice. It's that flat gray with the orange accents. It looks really nice. I like it a lot. It's just mechanically, see, look, that tension knob is just, I don't know. It's very weird. And the more tension I take off of it, the easier it is to backlash it. And so I'm not throwing it very hard. It's the CZB bearings that was the big deal when the original Concept Z came out, was no ball bearings. You hear it? Did you hear that? I mean, it's very noisy, very clunky, very loud. I'm not overly impressed with it, and that's, I may be a little. I'm telling you guys, it's just. It's very clunky. Here, I'll see if I can kind of throw it to where you can hear it a little bit better. See if you guys I hope you guys were able to hear it that time. And the magnets are, I got 2 magnets turned on. It's on setting 2. I guess that means 2 magnets with these. With magnet 1, it backlashed every time, and I was barely throwing it. Very temperamental reel, that's for sure. And it's hard for me to explain. When I reel it, it's like you can feel the gear. I know that's hard to comprehend, but when a gear turns, you've got 2 gears that they kind of interlock as they spin. And it's like I can feel every time a gear meets the next gear, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to explain. I'm struggling to explain it to you guys, but it's very mechanical feeling. It's not ultra smooth like I'm used to. My 13 Concept C is ultra smooth. My Concept A is ultra smooth. My Concept Z Gen 1 was smooth for a very long time. And then after about a year of use with it, it just got so dirty that even after cleaning it, it just doesn't really do much for it. It's very squeaky and clunky, and you hear all kinds of things in it. So, like I said, we're gonna keep kind of
pitching it around. We're throwing a 1/2 ounce Woo Tungsten. Oh, there's a bite. half ounce Woo Tungsten bullet weight on there, VMC EWG hook, and a XZone Lures Hawg Hunter in green pumpkin. You know, just a basic, you know, Texas rig bait. Just kind of flipping it around these submerged bushes and stuff. Just trying to get this, you know, kind of dialed in a little bit. And it's really difficult when you can't get distance on it. And yet again, you know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you're not doing it right, you're not loosening it up. But listen, guys, I throw bait casters every day. I've thrown probably every brand you can imagine. It shouldn't feel like this. Now I know I'm getting a little spoiled with my Daiwas and my Shimanos, but even my, you know, my lower grade Lures that come in at $99.99, you know, the Lures LFS. What are some of the other cheaper ones that I have? I have an Akuma. I have a Quantum Accurist. None of them are, one, that noisy, and two, the only way I can explain it is mechanical. It's very mechanical feeling. Now, as far as the specs of the reel goes, it's still a very light reel. That was one thing that I always loved about 13, is the reels were very light. You see, it's just so temperamental. Almost the exact same style of a cast, and it backlashed this time, and the last one didn't go far enough. Very light reel. I think it comes in under 7 ounces. I want to say 6 something. 22 pounds of drag. You know, that's kind of the staple for 13, is the 22 pounds of drag. It's just kind of how they've always done it. That's one big thing that I really like about 13, is the 22 pounds of drag, because you can really, you know, I throw a 17-pound test fluorocarbon, so I mean, I winch on them, you know, and I can crank this up to about 10 pounds of drag, and I can really get them out of there pretty easily without risking breaking my line or breaking my knot. I still haven't really played with the whole slide feature yet. Not really sure what that's all about. We'll just take a look here. Man, if I could just get it to quit backlashing, dude. Come on. And it's like, they're not bad backlashes. It's just very temperamental. And listen, guys, I'm gonna I'm gonna go continuous through this stretch. I'm not cutting anything, so that you guys know I'm not adjusting anything, I'm not switching anything, I'm not trying to make this look like a bad reel, I'm not trying to make it look better than it is. You know, I'm just giving my honest opinion with it and how it's fishing for me first day out of the box. You know, so far I'm not impressed. And I know that's bad to say, considering how much this reel goes for. You know, it's $275, and I expected a lot more, to be completely honest. Now maybe if I can get it dialed in, let's see what this slide feature is. We're going to turn that all the way down, and I'm not really sure what that was about. I'm not sure what it does, unless I wonder if the slide feature is designed to let it skip, to let the bait skip on the water. Let's give that a shot. This probably is going to be a terrible idea if I can even get it to skip. I don't think a hog is supposed to be skipped, but one thing I am noticing now, it's not backlashing anymore. So it does something with the magnetics, I guess, with the magnets, that daggone, that was something big just jumped right next to my boat. I guess the slide feature has something to do with the braking in it. Oh man, I just cannot skip this bait. It's not wanting me to skip it. This isn't the usual rod that I skip with. Usually I skip with a 7-foot rod, and this is a 7.4, or no, 7.3, but either way, it's very, it's different for me. But cool thing, with the slide turned on, it's not backlashing whatsoever. So I would be willing to bet that's some kind of feature with the magnets to prevent it from backlashing when you skip it under docks or something like that. Alright, so we're kind of in an open area right here. Like I said, it's got a 1/2 ounce on there. We're just gonna kind of chuck it, see what we can get out of it max distance wise. That wasn't a whole heck of a lot. That was probably only 30 yards. And a lot of that has to do with the brakes are turned on, obviously, because if the brakes aren't turned on, it's constantly backlashing. So I'm not really, if anything, that was better. That one was better. If anything, I would say this is, this would be one heck of a flipping reel, I'm sorry. I think the reel is, I think that's where it's going to shine, is in the flipping area. I don't think this reel's going to shine for open water casting, throwing, a big jig or a big spoon or anything like that. I don't think it's going to excel for that, just because of the backlashing issues that I'm having with it. Now, it's a possibility I got a bad reel. I mean, I would hope not, considering this reel was just released. Gosh, I don't think it's been on the market that long. I didn't see any reviews for it on YouTube. I didn't hear anything about it, so I figured, well, looks like we're going to take that shot and we're going to test it and see what we think of it for ourselves. I don't know. It's different, that's for sure, guys. Definitely different. I was hoping we could at least catch something on it. Oh God, you hurt. Exact same cast. Man, that's with 2 brakes on. The magnets that have the 2 brakes. The slide plus is on. I don't know, man. Very, very clunky. Like I said, as far as it goes flipping and pitching, I think this will be a great reel for flipping and pitching. I don't think it's going to be a good casting reel. Now, so I'm sure somebody's going to get on here and comment about, well, you're wrong. It's like, okay, well, you can think I'm wrong, but it's all a matter of opinion. That's a bite. Oh, daggone, I missed him. Or he just had the legs of it or something. It takes up a lot of line. I think it takes up 29 inches of line, something like that. It's a 7.5-1. It takes up a lot of line. That wasn't, it wasn't the reel's fault there. I missed that fish. Just that fish didn't have it all the way. Like I said, guys, it's different. And I told you guys at some point in this video, I'm not going to, this is going to be raw. This is raw video footage of me using it for the very first time. I'm not editing anything out of it. So if it's a 30-40 minute video, hey, I'm being honest with you guys. I'm being fair with you guys. I'm giving it my all, testing this thing. I don't want to leave any rock unturned. We're going to take this slide feature back off. Now we're going to go back to flipping it around again. Flipping around this Hawg Hunter by XZone. Let's see what we can get going. We'll go up here a little bit more, see if we can't hit some of this riprap or something. See if, oh yeah, right there they are. I guess there's a rock under there that's what I was coming over when I got hit. I should probably back up and hit it again, but we ain't got time for that. It's hot. I think Holly's ready for me to get home too, so I got a woman that wants me home, so we're gonna wrap this up real quick, guys. Yeah, we're gonna fish this point right here, just like this. Now that felt nice. That felt really good. I side-armed it in there. Like I said, as long as it's short distances, it's really nice. It's just the long distance stuff that isn't that great, in my opinion. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. This will be the last cast with it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit on the big camera, and I'll give you a few more, just my final overall opinion of it.
All right, guys, so we are back in the office now. I've watched a little bit of the video. When I got back, I originally thought I was a little too harsh on the reel, but this is what you guys are here for. You want a true, no sugar-coated, honest review of a reel. So we're gonna lay out the pros and cons of it. We'll start off with the pros. It's a very light reel. Comes in under 7 ounces, 6 something, I believe. I can actually tell you real quick because I got it right here. 6.73 ounces. It's a relatively light reel. Very aesthetically appeasing. It is a nice gray and orange. It's nice. It's not that bright orange like the Gen 1 was. Very aesthetically appeasing. It matched my ambush rod really well. If, you know, some people are into that. I personally don't care. It could be bright pink for all I care, as long as it works. 22 pounds of drag. That's a big one for me. I love the heavy amounts of drag. The fact that you can torque that thing down, and I run 17-pound test fluorocarbon. Everybody knows that. 17-pound test fluorocarbon for everything that I do. 22 pounds of drag is a big deal. I like that. I can really horse them out of there if I need to. You know, when I'm flipping a jig around grass and stuff, or a Texas rig around grass and stuff. We're not talking heavy matted grass. We're talking just freestanding grass, basic stuff like you saw in the video. Let's see here, what else? Is there anything else I can really think about? I'll be honest, I really didn't like the reel. Alright, so this is my list of cons now. Right off the bat, before I even dialed in the magnetic brakes, I adjusted nothing. Straight out of the box. As I was spooling the line on, I could feel how mechanical it felt. It was not smooth. It was not buttery smooth. Like that's kind of my thing. I always say about my reels is this buttery smooth. It wasn't. You could feel every time you turn that thing. You could feel the gears. You know, when you have gears working, they kind of come together like this, and I could feel every time those gears were moving. The bearings in it, extremely loud. You know, the Concept Z Gen 1, when I originally got it, wasn't like that. It was not a loud casting reel whatsoever. But this one is very loud. When I cast it, I think you could, I haven't actually double checked it, but I'm 99.9% sure you're able to hear it. When you cast it, it doesn't, it's not smooth. It isn't appeasing as the original Concept Z. But the biggest con to the Gen 2, it's $275. For $275, I expect something that can compete with the Shimano Curado DC. It should be able to beat out my Daiwa Tatula 100, my Daiwa Tatula SVTW. Both of those reels are under $200. My Shimano SLX DC under $200. This reel at $275 should be much better than those reels, and it's not. That was kind of when I first decided to do this video. When I first decided to get the reel, I bought the reel, and just so everybody knows, right here, right up front, I'm not sponsored by anybody when it comes to reels. Every reel review I do, which we're going to do a lot more of, 100% honest, my opinion. I have no reel affiliates, no sponsors, no nothing. What I'm giving you is 100% true, raw opinion. And I do fish 13 reels. I have 2 Concept C's, a Concept A, an original Concept Z, and now this, for now, Concept Z Gen 2. I probably won't have it for long, just being honest with you guys. It was great for pitching and flipping around, but when it comes to pitching and flipping, I want something that is smooth, comes off the reel nice, reels back nicely, fits a little better in my hand, and this didn't do it. If I'm going to be flipping and pitching, it's going to be a Daiwa Tatula, Daiwa Tatula 100, Daiwa SVTW, one of those is what I flip a jig with. And that's what I mostly did with it today. You know, as I really tried to make it work, because as you guys know, you saw the video footage, I used it quite a bit, and then I used it more. I wasn't filming. I've got 6, 7, 8 hours worth of time with just that reel, and it didn't change. I couldn't cast it further than 30 yards. Because once I got the brakes loose enough that I felt I could get over 30 yards, it instantly backlashed. There was no adjusting it. And now, you know, there could be a freak chance that I just got a bad reel. It's possible. You never know. You know, nobody's perfect. But this is a raw, honest review based on the reel that I got, based off of this exact reel. And this exact reel didn't do it for me. You know, we're going to do a rating system on all of my reel reviews. A 1 to 10. A 1 being, you know, something you get from Walmart. You know, just complete, utter dissatisfied. I hated it. Can't stand it. Absolutely do not buy it. A 10 is going to be drop everything you're doing, purchase that joker. Now, what all's going to go into this? Price point. That's a big one for me. I'm always, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you all how much the reel cost. This was $275. I think I've said that 4 or 5 times now. Always going to bring that up, the price point. Smoothness of the reel, the drag of the reel, the feel of the reel, the castability of the reel. I'm going to put everything I can into this rating. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys of how I'm going to rate this reel. I'm going to give this reel a 5. The reason why I'm going to give it a 5 is I'm still going to use it for a little while. And this is why. I think if I take the reel down, take it apart, check out those bearings, possibly lube them up a little bit more, just kind of check them out a little bit, I think this could be a really good reel. But it's too mechanical. And I think if we do lube it up, oil it up, I think we might be able to get some of that mechanicalness out of it. And the reason why it's getting a 5 is because of the pros, because of the 22 pounds of drag, because it weighs in at 6.7 ounces. 29 inches of return per turn of the reel. I got this one in a 7.5 to 1. They make it in a 6 gear ratio. And you know, one of the big things nowadays is they don't make very many left-handed reels anymore. So that's kind of a big deal to me, is because I am a lefty. I fish left-handed for everything, so this was a lefty, and I was happy about that. So I'm like I said, I'm giving it a 5 because there is some improvements that can be made on it that I think I can do myself that might be able to make it stand out a little bit more. Now, if I oil it up, lube it up, and everything works perfectly on it, I'm gonna come back on here, I'm gonna make another video, and I'm gonna upgrade that. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say, all right, hey, this is what happened. I'm a little irked that it didn't come that way from the shop, but hey, it's working perfectly now. As of now, giving it a 5. Like I said, it's got some room to improve. Just to give you guys a little bit of a indication as to what I consider reels, a 10 for me is the Daiwa Tatula SVTW. That's perfect 10. I wouldn't change anything about that reel, 100%. Perfect reel. So that's what I'm kind of basing it off of. That's a 10 for me, and this is getting a 5. So there it is, guys. You know, like I told you all, this was going to be a longer video. I hope it didn't drag it out too much for you guys, but I'm giving a honest opinion on the reel, and it's not something that you could just burn through in a 4 or 5 minute video and give a real honest review. I wanted you guys to see how I went through it, what I put it through, and why I gave it the rating of a 5 that I gave it. So guys, if you guys like these videos, I really appreciate y'all watching them. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit me up on Instagram at Michael Knapp Fishing, YouTube also Michael Knapp Fishing. Hit that subscribe button for me, guys. If you all ever see me out on Douglas Lake, Cherokee Lake, anywhere, come over, stop, let's say hey, we'll talk a little fishing. Guys, I greatly appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all out on the water. Take care, y'all.